Coming up on CityView, CodeNEXT is on tour of open houses throughout Austin. Find out how you can get involved. The Austin Animal Center is making more room for our four-legged friends until they can find a forever home. We have the update on the latest construction. And the city welcomes a renovated downtown park, but honors its history with a local art piece. Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Jen Samp. CodeNEXT is the City of Austin's rewrite of our land development code, which tells you what can be built and where.
Yeah, because there's a lot of space inside the city, that putting people closer in.
The CodeNEXT team is seeking input on the latest draft of the code and has been holding open houses across the city to hear from the community.
It's important for the community to be informed about CodeNEXT because CodeNEXT affects the places we live, where we shop, where we play, where we learn. And it's important to attend these community events to learn about CodeNEXT, learn where we are in the process, learn what we are doing with Draft 2, how to get informed, and how to provide feedback. It's very important for the CodeNEXT team to hear from the community as we are working on improvements to the draft to be able to come up with the best code that the community can get.
One of the most recent open houses at Hart Elementary School had interpretation services in Spanish, Arabic, Vietnamese, and Mandarin.
We have the services in place so that if people come to the meeting not being able to speak English, they will have access to the information that they need. And we put a lot of thought into it. We've prepared the interpreters so they're not going to get blindsided by some technical term that they won't be able to translate.
If you're not able to make it to an open house, the city website has additional ways for you to get involved, including by commenting directly on the code or map itself. For more information, visit austintexas.gov/CodeNEXT. The Austin Police Department launched their body-worn cameras program this week to 198 officers working at their East substation. The department plans to roll out a total of 736 cameras into service by the end of the year.
It's going to give us camera footage of all the encounters that officers have with citizens, regardless of where it occurs. Everywhere where that officer goes, that camera is going to go with him, and you're going to have video and you're going to have audio of that interaction with the community.
2 presses, the camera will give a small alert and let them know that it's recording.
The other thing that we just captured today was a foot pursuit. So the officer was actually in a foot pursuit chasing after somebody, and so we had video of the entire foot pursuit, whereas before we would now not have that video. And it can be used for evidentiary value, and that goes to statements that victims make, statements that witnesses make, and also any res justi statement that a suspect might make on camera as well.
To see the requirements for when officers have to activate the cameras, visit austintexas.gov/APD bodycam. A new kennel building is under construction at the Austin Animal Center to better help look after pets in need of shelter across the city. The City Council approved the use of additional funding for the project at a meeting on October 19th after being informed that the Animal Center in East Austin is running at full capacity. The city adopted a no-kill policy in 2010, committing it to save more than 90% of the 17,000 pets that come through the center's doors each year. Thousands of pets have been saved and sheltered. Austin has become the gold standard for communities across the country working to reduce euthanasia of healthy and treatable animals. However, in recent years, the need for additional kennel space has become urgent. The new building will include 44 new kennels for dogs and is expected to open by the end of the year. The Republic Square Park is in the heart of downtown. With its renovations comes new art to honor the history of the square. Here's more with the Art in Public Places program.
With the new Republic Square Park comes some new public art from the Art in Public Places program and a chance to honor the history of the square.
The narrative that I was told about the minority population that was essentially moved from this area in the 1920s, it made me think about the struggles of a certain population, but it also made me think about just in general how we all we have our burdens.
artist Holly Kincannon spent the past 2 years designing, fabricating, and installing the piece with her husband Joseph.
This was a collaboration between the two of us. It is my design, but Joseph executed the work for the most part.
Before Blackbird found its way to the park, Holly asked the public for their feedback on the proposed design.
We talked with the community about what was going to be placed here, and we just got their feedback about some of our illustrations. That was a really positive experience.
The community got a chance to see the sculpture in the studio last year, but assembling the 35,000-pound sculpture on site was no walk in the park.
The challenges of the on-site work were very different. We had epic rains to deal with. We had wind, we had dust. And so all of these things are really difficult in terms of like finish work and coatings, but we managed.
The Kincannons hope that despite the struggles they faced making their Blackbird, the overall success can bring the community together in celebration of Mexican-American heritage and every culture in Austin.
The reason it's black, it has to do with kind of the darker side of things, but the form itself is intended to be uplifting. So it's really about the two things kind of coming together and trying to act as a transformative piece.
For more information on the Blackbird sculpture, visit austincreates.com. That's all for this week's City View. I'm your host, Jen Samp. Thanks for watching.